Now, President Reagan, whom I served, said we're the last best hope of the world. We're the bright, shining city on the hill. If we aren't the policeman of the world, who is Donald Trump?
Well, don't forget, when he was doing it, it was a little bit different. They didn't owe $19 trillion in debt. They weren't going to be Greece in another 6 months if it keeps going the way it's going. When you hit $24 trillion, that seems to be a very sacred number. That's the magic number. When you hit $24 trillion, and we're going to be there very soon because it's building up very quickly, and Obamacare is a disaster. Obamacare is going to add, it's got to be repealed and replaced by something better, but it's got to be. But when we hit that $24 trillion number, we become Greece on steroids. I mean, we have a lot of problems in this country. We can't do what maybe they would have done in those days. Now, that doesn't mean we can't come back to do it, when we straighten ourselves out. But we have made so many mistakes. We have had such incompetent leadership in this country that we really have to be in a position where we straighten out our own house first. We just can't be going all over the world, fighting battles all over the world that have, in many cases, nothing to do with us. And let Germany, let Europe, and we'll be with them. You know the expression, we're right behind you? Just go in there, we're right behind you. But if they don't want it bad enough, what are we doing? What are we doing?
But President Obama said he was leading from behind. It brought us Libya, it brought us Iraq, it brought us ISIS. What's the difference between leading from behind and what you're talking about, Donald Trump?
As far as Obama was concerned, and I am the most militaristic, let's call it, of anybody that you've spoken to. I want to build our military. I want to take care of our vets great. I want to build our military so strong that nobody will ever mess with us. But in 2004, and I was sent a small delegation from the White House to talk to me because it got a lot of publicity. It was actually in Reuters in July of 2004. I said we shouldn't be going into Iraq because we're going to totally destabilize the Middle East. Iran will take over Iraq. They always fought each other, as you know, for many years.
Yes.
They would fight. And they were equal. They were exactly equal. And, they'd move 10 feet one way, 10 feet the other, then they'd rest, okay? Then they'd go back. We totally decapitated one of those equals. And I said that Iran will take over, and it turned out there were no weapons of mass destruction, so that's another interesting thing. It was just a big mistake. So we've totally destabilized. And I said, once we were there, keep the oil. All of these things that I said turned out to be true. So I said Iran will take over Iraq. That's already essentially happened, but it's happening as we speak. And I said Iran and other people that are far worse than Saddam Hussein, ISIS, will take over the oil. That's happened. So the point is that we need people of vision. I am the only one out of all of these people that are running that said don't go into Iraq. And yet I am stronger militarily than any of them. Jobs will be my strength, but I think I'll be equally strong militarily. We have to rebuild our military. We have to take care of our vets. And I know how you feel, I've heard you plenty of times. I know how you feel. But we have to straighten out our own house, or we're not going to have a country left anymore.